It's your boy, Jeff Jones.
You know me, the upset specialist, Thomas Boykin.
Yeah. Always and forever. Who Mike Jones?
And this is 234 Sports Talk. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right, fellas, we finally made it here to the NBA Finals. The Miami Heat took care of the Boston Celtics, and now they will meet the Denver Nuggets tonight, 7:30. Fellas, as you look at these two teams, tell me, what do you think? Matter of fact, let's just say, what do you think about this matchup? Who do you think will win, and how many games do you think it'll take for that winner?
Well, first off, let me say this. Congratulations to the Miami Heat for not choking that series out and giving it back to Boston, because they had me worried for a minute. But this game here is going to be a test of wheels. I look for Denver to come out a little rusty this game. They haven't played a basketball game in almost 2 weeks. So I look for them to come out a little rusty. I look for Miami to come out very aggressive, especially with them just finishing a series. I look for Miami to come out real aggressive. This first game is going to be real interesting. My prediction for this series, I got Denver winning this 4-2. I think once Denver gets warmed up, I don't think Miami has enough firepower. I think Jokic is going to be a problem on both sides, at least on the offensive side of the floor. I think Jokic and Murray is going to be a big problem. Miami's going to have to show me this series it's got to be more than just Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets is getting it done, but he's going to need a whole lot of help from his supporting cast, because the Denver supporting cast is a monster. They are very deep and very skilled. So I look for Denver to win this in 6. What you got on MJ?
Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas Boykins, man. I just think that man, I think Denver got the tools to see and get it done. They got a big man, they got a shooting guard, got a point guard, man. They got everybody in position to win this game. Not only that, man, they got disrespect from the league, got disrespect from players that has played the ball game from the NBA. They're not giving Denver a shot to win this ball game. And I think when you put that on the shoulders of like Joker, then I think you're gonna sit and get a very good product on the court. I think that for some reason, some tell me that Miami might be a little bit exhausted. You know, when you take a game, when you take games, man, to the 7 game series, man, you gotta know that you're probably a little wore out. Jimmy Buckets is who he is, man. But I think that game wore them out a little bit, man. So Denver, they got fresh legs, but guess what? The rhythm may be a little bit off a little bit in this game. So I don't know how to put this game right here. I think if I'm going to sit and look at it, Miami has a very good shot at winning game number 1. You know what I'm saying? Game number 1 might could go to Miami until Denver get their legs in the rhythm of them.
One of the good things, if you ask me, Mike Jones, Thomas, uh, for Denver is this rest. And statistics state that the team that has 5 days or more of rest normally plays really good. And not only that, the coaching staff, I believe this gave them a good opportunity to kind of look at what Miami was doing in the Boston series. So I think that if you look at it, Denver has the edge there too, as far as being rested and as far as the coaching staff being able to look at what Miami was doing, and they could game plan around that. What do you guys think about that? And remember, this is Denver. The altitude, they say, you know, it's a non-factor, but people say it's real. NBA players have said that this is a real thing. The altitude does affect you. So what do you guys think about all those things?
I'll say this. It's going to affect Denver too. Don't get it twisted. They're used to playing there, but Denver hasn't been grinding in the last 14 days. Miami, on the other hand, has been grinding, so it's going to be easier for them to adapt. Denver hasn't gone through the physicalities in the last almost 2 weeks. So this is going to be a test for them, because if you think about it, Denver really hasn't mentally or physically been challenged throughout the whole playoffs. Miami can pose a threat. They have the tools and the people where they can pose it as a threat. They can come out and, like Mike said, they have the potential to steal game one because they have the fresher legs. Even though they're the more tireder of the two teams, they're still in tune and still in sync. Whereas Denver's been out almost 2 weeks. So we'll see if ring rust takes a toll on their shot. What you got on them, Jay?
Yeah, I just listened to the last part, what you just said, but you was giving me a little bit of credit on for us, how Miami make it win this game one. But also I'm play a devil advocate with this because you know, man, there is nothing like fresh legs. That's why you play the game to get home court advantage. And when you get home court advantage, you want to sit up there and rest legs, heal some bruises and stuff like that. The thing with Denver is that, you know, I just don't think this time being off is going to affect them too much because they've been together for a while now. And I think that, you know, I just don't think they are like, say, like, excuse me for saying this, but I don't think they probably like the Lakers. And the reason why I say this is because I just think that they know each other so well. And they remind me a lot of the old Utah Jazz, man. Pick and rolls and stuff like that. That type stuff, man, you know, you can practice that 1 or 2, 3 times out the week, man. You probably got that down pat. The thing that I like about Houston, man, my shout out is gonna go to my girl, Joy, from the show Speaker, I guess it is.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. She's a diehard. She's a diehard Miami fan, and she made this point clear that Miami is still a championship type of a city that does not have to have LeBron pictured in this picture. They have won with D Wade. I mean, it's a great city to win a championship. I don't see no reason why Miami can't win this championship. But I just think that starting off this program, I just think that Denver, until you can solve Joke and my boy Murray, then we'll see where it goes, man.
If you think about this has the earmarkings. Think back in your history annals. Go back to the Lakers in Philadelphia, game 1. LA rested, Philly coming in just off a battle test. What happened? Philly wins game 1.
What year was this, Thomas?
That was I think it was the third of the three-peats. I think it was the third the third series of the three-peat.
You talking about the Lakers?
Yeah, when they beat Iverson and them in the championship series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you remember the iconic step over of Iverson over Lou.
Yeah.
That happened game
that
one.
was that series.
Game one. The Lakers came in fresh. Philly came in tired. This has all the earmarkings of the same thing happening. This has all the earmarkings of the same thing happening.
Well, you know what, Tom? I kind of think I kind of disagree a little bit. I just think that the Denver Nuggets is a replicate of the Utah Jazz. If the Utah Jazz made it to the finals, you know what I'm saying? What, their last 2 years?
2 years in a row.
Well, maybe the last 3. I don't know if they won, if they was in the championship game.
2 years
Jordan
in a row, they played Chicago.
Yeah. So my deal is this. I just think that is the same type of a team. Now, when you facing a team like Miami, I just don't see where Miami is gonna get them. Now, granted, they've had that they had some people step up. I just don't think it's enough when you is so gelled together and you're so uniform in how you run your offense. Denver run their offense so like military. They run their offense so military to where you know what's gonna come, but you can't stop it. Miami is kind of like, man, we playing our heart. We playing our heart, and this is how we gonna win this championship game. I don't know if enough heart is gonna supersede skill set and a militant type of offense.
We'll see what happens.
Well, fellas, after 5 days rest advantage, now this is NBA Finals history. In game one, this is when the team is on the road. The record is 10-6. And then game one at home, 8-1. So most of the time they say that this, when the team is rested with 5 days or more, 5+ days, they play fairly good. And once again, this is, remember, the Denver Nuggets. And now when let's look at a little bit at the roster. Okay. Let's look. First of all, there's no way that Bam Adebayo is going to be able to contend with Jokic. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
They got, 3 bodies they could throw at Jokic.
They gonna need all 3 of them, Tom.
They gonna need all 3 of them, dude. Straight up, they gonna need all 3 of them. Because you definitely gonna need Kevin Love in there to bang on him a little bit. You're gonna need Adebayo to bang on him a little bit. And they got another guy that can go in there and bang with him. But the problem is with Yoke, you can bang him, you can work with him, but the dude is just skilled. He's gonna get it. He's gonna figure it out.
Okay, Adebayo, Love, and Zeller.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna have to play a 3-headed monster to challenge Yoke. No other choice.
All right, look at this though. Miami, Bam. Let me ask you a question. Is that the same Bam that came from Golden State?
No, sir.
No, that's a different one.
Where did that Bam come from?
I'm not sure what even college Adebayo played from.
I'm not sure either. Don't give me the line.
Bam to me, his name says it all. Bam. Bam, I tell you what, look, we talked about how, and I like how Joy said it, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to be like a big fan of hers. I used to not care for her, but if she listens, hey, I'm starting to be a fan of yours, my girl. But the thing about it is with Denver. Denver really has not really played anybody that was a big man down low.
Only
I
the
mean,
Lakers.
everybody said and said what the game was
Only
supposed to
the
be
Lakers.
challenged. Huh?
Only the Lakers had a big man to challenge him.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody said and said, well, Denver was challenged, but really, Denver really was not challenged at all.
No.
Man, you look at Miami. Miami got challenged in a lot of games. Some of them games and the AC, like I said, sometimes you can't put stuff over Hart, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes Hart it can't compare to talent and physicality. Um, Bam, I don't know. I think Bam might give uh Jokic his best opposition for us the center position.
Keep
Just
this
saying.
in mind. Keep this in mind, MJ. I'm not going to take this from Miami. You got to look at the road Miami went through to get to where they're at. They had to be the former champ and a runner-up champ to get to where they at. Think about it. They eliminated the Bucks. They eliminated Boston. They eliminated New York,
Right.
which I anticipated New York. But the Bucks and Boston, who was the two favorites, come on, man. You got to give them some credit.
Hey, so that lets you look. That lets you think, man. Like unlike college, you know, anybody can win in a 64 game deal. But man, what does this say about Spoelstra?
Culture.
What does it say about the general manager? They keep keeping these guys relevant. They keep Miami Heat has always been relevant. You know what I mean? They've always been relevant. But to speak to this series right here, I think they're gonna be relevant. I don't think this game go. I don't think this gonna be a sweep.
No.
I think this gonna be like I said, not only just a heat check. This is gonna be a heart check. This is gonna be who wants it more.
That's why I said 4-2. That's why I said 4-2.
4-2.
I don't see it going 7. I see 4-2.
Wow, Jeff, what you think?
I'm feeling like Thomas on this one. That's what I've been saying. I think 4 games to 2. I think Miami's been playing some great ball. Don't want to take none from them. Miami's good. Matter of fact, truthfully, I want to see Miami win this series because Caron Butler, my homeboy from my city, I would like to see them win because of that. He's on the coaching staff there. And but when we look at it, man, I just think that Denver is just a fine tune machine. That squad is put together well, man, with the Joker. And the Joker, he don't have to score. Joker can beat you with the passes, man. And those guys cut to the basket well. You don't see a lot of teams cut well to the basket, but these guys, they cut to the basket, man. And man, it's just so you think you can stop Joker and he'll get you, man, with the passing. And then if he don't get you with the pass, he'll get you with the scoring. And this team is, man, they got length. And when you look at it, Miami, Vincent, what's the other fellow? Not Strauss, but Vincent Martin. Those two have been playing lights out, man. And I just think that Jimmy Butler, he's going to do his thing, but I think that Denver's going to try to slow down those role players because I feel like those two were the reason why they beat Boston in game 7 in game 7 because of the way that they played. So I think that it's going to be 4 games to 2 Denver because once again, they just look like the elite team when you pair these two together.
Hey, look, Thomas.
That's what was said about with Boston too. They were more the elite team and Boston got eliminated. So you can't sleep on Miami. You just can't.
Oh yeah. They keep on continuing to show us, other than what we think.
Look, here's the deal too. Look, guys, like Thomas just said, Boston came into after putting on a clinic against the Knicks. I mean, Boston has defied the odds, man. We talking about say like if we were talking about
you find
the NCAA. If we're talking about the NCAA, you coming into a tournament, and a Cinderella team, a team that comes in hot. Miami is coming in hot. They're coming in hot. I mean, don't get it twisted. Now but they battled one of the best teams, the Boston Celtics. But I still think Miami is coming in hot. They're coming in like a missile.
Yes,
and
sir.
then Denver is the favorite. Dude, like you said, you guys are picking 4-2. I'm not going that route, man. I'm gonna go somebody will win it 4-3. I don't know who will win it, but I ain't gonna just sit and go out and say a 4-2.
Well, fellas, we shall see. 7:30 today. It's going down. It's going down. And we'll see what happens. I'll be tuned in as you all will, and I can't wait for it. Well, fellas, there's been some coaching signing.
Yes, it has.
Nick Nurse is signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Then you have Monty Williams signing with the Detroit Pistons. And then, of course, Griffin signing with the Milwaukee Bucks, my Milwaukee Bucks. Well, what do you think about these? What is that, Tom?
Said, don't forget about Doc Rivers going to Phoenix.
Oh, they signed Doc Rivers? Oh, I haven't heard about that. Well, it must be hot off the press. Doc Rivers going to Phoenix, the Phoenix Suns. Fellas, what do you think about these coaches signing, and what do you think that they'll bring to these teams?
I think it's going to be great for basketball. Unfortunate for the teams that lost them, because to me it wasn't worthy for them to be fired, especially Doc Rivers. I'm not buying that. You're telling me on the 76ers squad, you got a coach. Granted, he's choked on some series, but is it him that choked on the series or the players that choked on the series? Because all the coach can do is plan. It's on the players to make shots and execute. If you don't go out and execute and make the shot, guess what? You can't win. Can't blame that on the coach. That's player. Especially when you got MVP, James Harden, Maxey, and all the supporting cast that had a chance to close Boston out in 6 and missed it. Can't blame Doc for that. That's players. Monty Williams, I felt sorry for him because you went and got Kevin Durant against better judgment. Yeah, you bring in Kevin Durant, but you lose your bench in the process, which is why you're in the position you're in now at home, because you got to play Kevin Durant and Booker 45 minutes. Not going to happen. No. So now you're bringing in people that's got to revolve pieces and figure out, I got to get a bench, or in Milwaukee's case, you're walking into a loaded gun. Now it's just a matter of fine-tuning the gun. Philly, we don't know what's going to happen with, because we don't know what James Harden wants to do. So we don't know. But I do believe Detroit is ready for an upswing. Detroit has fallen so far that we've just even forgot about the Pistons. And it didn't used to be that way. Detroit was always a competitive squad. So these coaching changes, I'm hoping, will help boost these programs and bring them back into prosperity. What do you think, Mike J?
Man, I'm like this, man. I just want things to go back to the old way how it used to be. I mean, don't get it twisted. There was some boring basketball back in the 70s and the 80s, but in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Because you lose a series in a championship or a pre-semifinal, that's worthy to fire your head coach. And then
My
these head
point.
coaches, guess what? They get recycled within the NBA, and you're not really seeing a new product. I don't know. The NBA is starting to get a little bit bad about that right now. You know what I'm saying? They're recycling coaches and shoot. So if you didn't win there, but so you can win in my spot. So Doc Rivers can win at Phoenix, but he could win at Philly.
Oh,
How
he won at
stupid does
Philly.
that sound?
The
I
crazy
mean,
part is
serious.
he
How
won at
stupid
Philly.
does
He
that
went to
sound?
three. He went to three Eastern Conference Finals in Philly, and you still get fired for going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
but then we want to send him. But then we want to hire him after somebody done fired him. I was look in the real world. If you've been fired, obviously there's something you can't do. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't see. Man, on the cool, give some of these new up and coming uh backup assistant coaches shots at being a head coach. I'm not mad at what happened at Boston. To me, that was more on them players. You know what I'm saying? Now that ain't cut the head coach, but still, that was just on them players that particular game.
You
I
can't blame
mean,
that on coaching. You can't. It's players gotta
yeah,
players gotta play the game. Coach don't play the
players
game.
gotta play. Players gotta play. Ballers gotta ball. You know what I mean? That song. You remember that song?
R. Kelly,
Players
baby.
gotta play.
R. Kelly. R. Kelly, baby. R. Kelly.
Yeah. But then you look at like I said, man, Milwaukee. To me, that was stupid. I'm like Charles Barkley now. That was stupid to fire their head coach. John, what you think about firing their head coach?
You know, I think that it was a bad move. I mean, there was some judgment calls, some things he should have did, some things he didn't do. But at the same time, I think that I don't think he should have been fired. And then I'm like, if you're gonna fire him, I think you should get a coach that matches his caliber of type of coaching. They got the new coach out of Toronto. He was assistant with Nick Nurse, so Griffin. So I think he's unproven, but they say Giannis has signed. He's giving them the sign off. He thinks that he'll be a good coach. So we'll see.
All right, Thomas. Like you said, you've been coaching or here and there a little bit. What makes a great coach, man?
To me, you gotta command your players' respect and attention. You gotta, number one, understand what you're talking about. You gotta convey to your players that you know what you're talking about, understanding situations and what you're trying to get out of the situation, and motivating your guys to play in that situation. In this particular case, if you can't get motivated to play a championship game, something wrong. Something wrong. Especially when you got a 7-game set and you playing, the goal is to win 4. The main thing I'm trying to do is motivate my guys to take one game at a time to get to 4 and make the in-game adjustments that I need to make should there be adjustments that needs to be made. You gotta pay attention to what's going on in the game. That's the quickest way to lose a game, is not being in touch with the game and in touch with your players during the game.
Well, fellas, we're gonna see what happens with these coaches changing positions, getting new jobs. you know, we wish him the best. You know, you definitely want to see these guys
Absolutely.
succeed.
Absolutely.
One last bit of business we want to talk about real quick is we want to talk about Skip and Shannon Undisputed. It's been reported that Shannon Sharpe will be leaving Undisputed after the finals. After the finals are all over, it's been reported that he will be leaving. What's your take on that, guys?
Can you say long overdue? I mean, think about this. When a man that's supposed to be on the show with you to debate sports and opinionate sports attacks your character on a regular, and you think you're supposed to sit there and take it? Nah, I can't sit in that environment. That's a hostile environment. Can't do it. So for Shannon, I'm not mad at the brother. I am not mad at him. Matter of fact, I think he can get away with doing his own show. What you got on him, MJ?
Yeah, Thomas, man, it's about time. I was waiting for Shannon to do this. I was waiting for him to do it, man. But I would say this about Shannon. He went about the whole thing in a professional way.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he could have went off. You know how his brothers can go off on national TV and don't care less.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't. He held his composure. He wrote it out, and he talked to his producer that he was. My understanding, he was uncomfortable being around Skip because Skip was controlling the narrative of the show. You know what I'm saying? And when you're controlling the narrative of the show, and then you know he was belittling Shannon on certain segments. You know,
exactly,
giving Tom Brady more hype than him, and like his career was nothing. And like you said, Thomas, so Shannon can sit and do better on his show, Club Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also hearing that he may go with Stephen A. Smith and them out there. That's his quote unquote.
Don't do it.
Stuff.
Don't
but, you know,
do
man,
it.
Huh?
Don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fool with that segment anyway, but on the cool, I'm glad that is over because you know what? Journalism and talking sports is not downgrading your co-host career and putting them on blast as if what they've done as far as speaking about the game or speaking about sports is unworthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what Skip done, I thought, to Shannon. And to me, kudos to you, Shannon, man. I don't like you talking about LeBron James now. That part, I'm glad you're off the show.
Well, fellas, it's been a real one. We wish the best for not only Shannon, but Skip also, and whatever their endeavors are now, you know, after the finals and they do their final show. Well, fellas, it's been a real one. 234 Sports Talk. Till the next time, you can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on TikTok. You can catch us on Twitter. And you can catch us right here on YouTube. 234 Sports Talk. We out.
We out. Peace.
Peace.